Do you ever sit down with all these amazing ideas in your head, wanting to put it down on paper, and then nothing? Or do you ever feel like very inspired to create things but doubt your artistic abilities? Let me tell you, you are not alone. Hi, my name is Kitsu, and I am an environmental engineer who is rediscovering art at 32 years of age, wanting to create a business out of it in less than 2 years when I moved back from US to India at the end of 2026. Last 2 weeks have been really tough on me. I got a medical diagnosis that has really taken over my life. 4 to 5 different opinions later, my mental peace has gone away, and I have been feeling so lost. I started spending more time in nature and on art for some reason. I guess working from home and not having much of a friend circle here, I just needed to look for ways to deal with it myself. I have been going on solo dates and art dates with my husband, also nature walks for health and mindfulness. Okay, I want to take a pause for 30 seconds here because I visited this park and it has this music going on, and I really want my audience, my viewers, to just pause for 30 seconds and listen to it, take deep breaths. It's going to be very relaxing, I promise. And then we'll dive right back into where I just stopped. I just wanted to take this time to appreciate how much delving into art, or just the idea of being able to do art, has been pain relieving. And also appreciate myself on how far I have come when it comes to wanting to make the perfect art when I am not artistic at all. Oh, and while I yap my thoughts out here, I will be making this really pretty butterfly earring pair slowly in real time speed. So please join me and work on your craft as you hear me out. Now, I will preface this video by admitting that I can really say all this because I'm still looking at art as art and at myself wanting to get better at it. If I needed to turn my hobby into a business right away, then I might not have had the luxury to say this, or to practice things slowly and at my own pace. See, I can understand why artists on social media, who are also small business owners, tend to romanticize their lives. Or we get attracted to their lifestyle. They are living the dream life that a lot of us want. I would love to work anytime from a cafe too, creating things to nourish my and others' souls and make a profit from it. However, I also appreciate my bi weekly consistent paychecks, which a lot of full time artists might struggle with. I think both full time art and full time work plus art have pros and cons. But I digress. So, anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, how at 32 years old I'm discovering or rediscovering art. I also have to thank my immigrant life for that, to be honest. If not for USA, I would not have discovered this whole community of US based artists. Of course, there are wonderful Indian artists too that I draw a lot of inspiration from now. But I think life back in India as a 32-year-old woman would have been much different than what I have now. And maybe I would have been doing something completely different had I stayed back home. Coming back to the topic, my story starts during my school days back in India. I'm talking about around 25 years ago. Gosh, that was a long time ago. I feel old just saying it out loud. I was a competitive student who wanted to excel at everything, except art and sports were not my forte. Neither were they encouraged in my household. It was all studies, studies, studies. We used to have mandatory art courses in school, but our teacher only focused on kids who were either innately talented or had means to attend art classes and were better than your average student. These kids could excel in external competitions, bringing glory to the teachers and the school. As you can guess, I was not one of them. My course books were absolutely amazing. They were called step by step series. Each grade they covered something different. One year was pencil shading, one year was color theory, one year was oil pastels, and one year was watercolors. I really wish I had the time then, or those books now, to really learn drawing and painting. Anyway, no encouragement and no time and no money for media too. I can afford the art materials now, but my teachers even 25 years ago demanded top notch materials that my parents were unable to afford. Art materials are expensive in general, if I am being honest. So, I did not do any art till I graduated high school. No, I did have ideas, but no one to really guide me. Internet was not really there either. I see so many people making things today that I used to say I wanted to make at that time. Maybe make a business out of them when I was young. I used to dream of exhibiting those pieces in galleries, and people used to laugh at me at that time. Those things are so popular in 2025. So, yeah, also fear of judgment really held me back. I completely stopped doing art unless it was for school. Grades mattered after all. Hey guys, I was editing this and I realized that the language here was not really great. What I really mean is that there are obviously cycles, things are coming back in fashion. There used to be time where I used to play with modeling clay and I really wanted to make thin strings out of it and then make these portraits, not portraits, but these paintings kind of thing which I could laminate and then make an exhibition out of. And I see a lot of artists making miniature paintings through polymer clay or modeling clay. And so I don't mean to say that this idea was a genius thing from my side alone. There could be many people who thought of the same thing. It's just that I did not have proper guidance at that time where I could really, as a young kid, make this as a small business or even think about making it a small business. Yeah, that's what I really mean. That fresh ideas like these were thought of more of a young child's imagination rather than encouraging it as an entrepreneurial spirit. That's all I mean by this. Then, in my undergrad, I picked up digital art a bit and started doing anime art, but it was all without using a pen. It was all using a mouse and tools within programs like Photoshop, student version. And still, I was just so burnt out by all the studying I had to do to get into a good engineering college. So I did not practice enough, never really took it seriously. Cut to today, I am about 10 years into my career after that, and now I am finally starting to pick things back up. Yes, I was still working through COVID because I was an essential service provider as an environmental engineer in construction industry and did not get a break then at all. Otherwise, I would have loved to start something then. Now, I'm trying to just enjoy the process and not focus on being perfect. When I go after perfectionism and do not see the results instantly, I tend to give up. And since I have not picked up drawing in a very long time, I feel so rusty. And previously, too, I have only ever copied things from others. At this point, I can safely say that I'm not an artistic person in traditional sense. I was not one in school, hence my teachers did not pick me for competitions. And so many years later, I have accepted it. Accepted that I'm not really a creative person and that is okay. Or maybe I am. I just need to discover it. These days, I'm really trying all the media I can, as much as I can, even if I have to start with cheaper materials. I suck at it, but my inner child's wishes are finally getting fulfilled. And who knows, maybe one day I will discover that I indeed had all the artistic abilities deep within me, and that my teachers were wrong all along, as they have been about a lot of things in my life. But till then, what the heck, I will keep creating, even if they are the worst pieces ever. Who cares? And who is watching? Not like I have to get graded on these pieces. Thankfully, polymer clay has been very forgiving towards me. And I cannot wait to pick up my recent haul from Michaels and Hobby Lobby and get a real taste of painting. Did I show you these? Now that I have finished my pretty butterfly earrings, I can show you these. Now, the nearest Michaels from my town is about an hour away from me. So I seldom get to go. I was in LA last month for work, and that was the first place I went to. Got myself this sketchbook. And last week, as part of my dates with my hubby, we went to Hobby Lobby and I scored these colors. We shall see what my inner child has to create. I'm looking forward to my creations. I'm sorry for ranting for this long. In conclusion, while I am just one sample point, I'm discovering that one does not need to be artistic or creative to really create pieces. Creativity manifests in very different ways. I have not been good at drawing, but I'm really taking to the clay. Maybe I just needed to find the right medium to express my creativity. And clay might be just that. Will I try other things like painting that I have always wanted to learn? Heck yeah. Will I get disappointed if I don't create a good piece? Probably. But I also now recognize that all the artists I see online who make a few random strokes and get the most perfect painting have been practicing for years, and I have just started. I will reach there one day too, if I choose to continue in the said medium, that is. I'm already doing much better than so many more people when it comes to polymer clay, and it has taken me about a year to be here. So, I will take it one free moment at a time and keep working at it. And I hope you do too. With that, I will now stop here and thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you found any value out of this video, please consider liking and subscribing. And do not forget to comment your thoughts. I hope you keep creating, and I will see you all in 2 weeks with another tutorial. Bye bye.